Good evening, Kenyans. Before you is Wekesa Eric, Tembei TV with Dr. David Matsanga. We had planned to bring you this discussion at 8 a.m., but due to unavoidable circumstances, we have delayed a bit. Nevertheless, we can still say that better late than never. Dr. Matsanga has been a resident panelist on this channel, and he helps us converse through current political situation and gives us an in-depth analysis of what is going on and the projections of what could happen. Currently, we have had the dilemmas and the quagmire of electing and nominating running mates. We saw journalists camping at Karen. Some even, there were members on social media of some sleeping. Nevertheless, there was a white smoke today, and they announced Rigathi as the running mate to Dr. William Ruto. So we will look at the hits and misses of KAM, and then the possibility of Azimio running mate based on what has come out today, and the dimension in which Kalonzo is taking. We hear he might be presenting a case in court to exit. So what are his chances and options remaining? So you are welcome, Daktari. Make a brief introduction and let's get started. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mutembei TV, and thank you very much, Eric. First of all, I'd like to say it is sad that for Kenyans and the politics of Africa after 66 years of independence, we really don't know how to conduct our affairs. It gives me even the momentum to say, or the impetus to say, I would rather not have elections on this continent of Africa until we learn how to conduct ourselves during, before, during, and after elections. The whole saga of nomination of running mates or running mates are in all parties, all systems. Don't forget there are 47 presidential candidates who must hopefuls who must present their documents to the IEBC with their running mates. It's shrouded in mystery, shrouded in confusion, shrouded in rumor mongering, peddling, innuendos, backstabbing. That is not the Africa that I, Doc David Matsanga, would wish to be part and parcel of. Would like to see a smooth transition, not a transition of opening swords and wounds and howling insults at each other because of, and going both back, in front, forth, out. I am really very, very upset with Dr. Stephen Kalonzo. I'm one of the few people who had respect for him. I will start with our Azimio first because I don't care about the thieves. Those are thieves. As far as Dr. Matsanga is concerned, they are alleged to be thieves, and they are trying to protect themselves under the Constitution by naming each other running mates. Those are thieves. So let me start from a place where I feel Kenya should have some sanity, or where Kenyans can hide, which is Azimio. When Kalonzo was out, he was making noise, underrating, undermining what Raila was doing. Some of us and many other people, including the President of Republic of Kenya, Kenya, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, went deep, stooped low, persuaded Kalonzo to come. Kalonzo arrived inside Azimio. Again, he started the same problem. But we, Kenyans should know, these guys have a plan. And Wekesa, I told you here that there was a plan. I think you can go to all the clips. That there's a very big strategy by Mudavadi, Wetangula, and Kalonzo. They had an oath. They had an oath never to support Raila Odinga again. But because the President of Republic of Kenya intervened, and Kalonzo is still working with the President, is an ambassador under the same government, he sounded like he's a normal man. He's not normal. He's not normal in terms of political terms. He can be normal upstairs, but not normal person in terms of honesty. And this, he's not honest. Kalonzo and Gideon Moi have had something which must be told to the Kenyans. Why is it that Gideon Moi is not campaigning in the Rift Valley? Why? Why is he not showing up in Dr. Amoro Odinga's rallies? Why? He has been in the periphery. Oh, we are coming. Oh, give Kalonzo. Oh, this is stupidity of the highest degree, which I told you. And for me, I'm an observer. I'm not a voter in Kenya, but I'm a friend of the people of Kenya on the right side. His Excellency, the President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, is my friend. And I've stood by him. You have never seen me waffling. When he told me, start supporting Raila Amolo Odinga, immediately I started. Most of you, Wekesa and the others and the listeners might be saying, hello, this guy used to be on the other side. And I've done my job. You can see on the social media. I think you can't beat me on the social media. I'm there. I'm one of those finishing those Ruto-Gachagua Tanga orphans who don't know what to do, what to write, what to say, except to tell me, go home, you're Ugandan, or to insult me. I'm not bothered about that. But I'm bothered about the procedure. And let's not make these mistakes again. Kalonzo has cost us a lot of time and money. And in the future, let's not do the things we have done. We can't go. This is not a beauty contest. Wekesa, it's not a beauty contest that we go and display girls and they can't walk. No. This is political science. We should have looked for political probative values quietly. Raila Odinga should have sent out to his people to look for political probative values. If they don't know politics, they should have asked people. And you get all these notes together, sit down yourself. Don't put people in beauty contest. You see where the trouble has started now. We already put people on a beauty contest level. So you are giving marks how high he walked high, how he walked low, how his cheeks look bad, how this, that. That is not politics. And I want to tell the people, I know some people might not be happy with this, but it is happening in both camps. The one of UD of the thieves is even worse, was worse, and it is going to have ramifications, serious ramifications. They are beginning to work by tomorrow, and by the end of the week, you will see so many people. So many, they raided the mountain is saying, what about us in the east? Why is it always in the west? So those ramifications, Raila will be able to pick from there. So we should be prepared. If Kalonzo does not want to come on board, tell him we don't want you. We have chosen so and so. You want another post within us, you get it. But this is what we have done. Now we have kept Kenyans waiting. We have put people on beauty contest. They have walked before us. Now you need to come and say, everybody is worried. Even some have done like this. When they sit near Raila, they sit like this. You can see, we have created a danger. And we are being backstabbed by our own people, like Kalonzo, Gideon Moi. Why is Gideon Moi has never campaigned? Gideon Moi only sends people documents, what, that, but he has never come to the rally to campaign along with Raila Odinga. If they had a plan, why did they come to waste our time? Surely you can have a man coming from the region. He has never gone to the central, to the Rift Valley, even to say, I want to stand as a senator. So what position was he? That Raila Odinga should have an intelligence unit of his own that can monitor what people are up to. Because we might be here while we are having traitors gathering information from us, and they're going to do the things they are going to do, like tomorrow in court. When I had Dan Mawanzo talking of the agreement, saying that we are going to make it null and void, therefore you have killed Azimio. You have put us, that is what they are intending to do, to push our time of deadlines and the timelines are not changing, and we are still not even ready. We are still going to court. Why? Africa has not learned how to conduct their elections. That is Azimio. So far, there was no need of a panel. We should have just sat down and collected evidence, intelligence network, and this, and done a sample, a scientific sample without the people themselves knowing. And then we call a press conference and tell them, you are now my running mate. Wekesa, that would have been very, very good. There would be no trouble. Now here we have caused trouble. You can see Kalonzo has smelled trouble. He said it might not be on the running mate. He's going to court. Court process delays us. So why doesn't he just go? If he doesn't want to be with Raila, he goes away. I wrote to him a letter. I've been negotiating behind the silent diplomacy. I've done a lot. I've done a lot behind the scenes to pull people who know. Even a head of state, an African head of state, told me to call him, whom I cannot disclose here. He said, why doesn't he unite with Raila? I put it in my letter, which you saw. Coming to this group of thieves, these are two thieves. One is very cunning. The other one is going to be a shoe polisher. Will be his shoe polisher, because Ruto does not want. You must understand. Ruto does not understand, does not like people who are better than him in brain. Therefore, he will not choose anybody above him, like Professor Kindiki. So Kindiki, being a thief, like he stole my man of ICC, used to go and sign and say, we are taking for Matsanga. I am happy that today he can sleep properly, knowing very well that Matsanga is still going to look for him for that money. He stole my money. And I think, Wekesa, you have seen, I have not hidden. And you know, if they know that they didn't steal the money, they would have taken me to court. But they know if they take me to court, chaos will begin. How much? They took over 50 million shillings in my name. And these are thieves. All of them are thieves. Now, one in Kenya Kwanza, everybody there is a thief. Wetangula, Mwizi, everybody who aliuza embassy, another one. They have everybody. When you look at the group, you say, Mutua, this one of Machokos, he brought ambulances. You can't trace even the tires of the ambulance today. Can you see one tire of the ambulance running around Machakos? They are all dead. I think he brought them for discipline and took them away. I am happy with Mudhama. I have never liked Mudhama in my life, but this time I like Mudhama because he stood firm and said, I cannot deal with a person like that one. He can be in the UDA, but as long as I'm the chairman, I'll not share a platform with him. That is principled politics. You see, you bring another one, King, who hires 12 women to the coast every weekend from Wilson Airport. And you say he's worth that. I'm talking on behalf of the Kilifi people. Which Kilifi people? You talk about your calicos that you hire from Wilson and take to the coast in 5 hotels. Yes, these are not worth people. So for me, this deal of Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua is a dead deal. We need now a strong person from the mountain, or if Kalonzo is going, from a man who can, a person, a man or a woman. But for me, you need now, you know, Gachagua, Rigathi Gachagua is an insider. He has bad mouth. And if you don't have another person who has bad mouth, we shall be underdogs. So you need another person like a Matsanga. If I were a Kenyan, I would meet Gachagua very well. And he would fear addressing some rallies. So you need someone who will make Gachagua and Ruto to walk while they know one rally they speak. The truth is going to dismember them. Whatever
okay, now from the look of things and what is trending, people are saying that Ruto, Gachagua has fixed Ruto, and it seems he was trying to run away from that, and but he has picked a deputy who is exactly like him. And 2, he brings out, now he strengthens the image of corruption. You see,
I have summarized.
Yeah, when Ruto has been receiving other people to the coalition, it was somehow diluting. But when he has picked the running mate, it seems now the issue of corruption has sneaked back to the forefront. That is the image that is coming out clearly. So how are they going to navigate that? And when you look at the other side, will Raila have the courage and boldness to pick Mother Karua, who has been doubted to be the front runner in this race through opinion polls? And some say she was the one who won the vetting panel. But okay, what is your view on that?
I have already told you that the Ruto Rigathi ticket is a ticket of thievery. These are thieves. 2 thieves. One is higher than the other. One is more cunning, more scandalous. The other one is a mafia, a bulldozer, a crook, a destroyer, a killer. He can kill you. So both of them have met. They are all killers there. So that is a group. We shall label them and package them and sell to Kenyans. And they are all corrupt. They have cases. They went to court and pushed the Gajagua's case was pushed to September, not knowing that we might even do this election again. So by September, even if Gachagua has won and the case is in court, he will be fixed because he would not be he would not have been sworn in. The case has evidence, serious evidence. where there is exhibit. There are exhibits, there was everything, they have got everything, it was ready to go. But because Ruto manipulates the court and goes behind, he manipulated the court. And then the case was fixed to another, to September. So the Ruto-Gachagua's package is a package of thievery, thieves, corruption.
Thank you.
Kenya will come back in those darker days of Moi.
Okay. Now, looking at the possibilities that are there, we have seen this guy called Alfred Mutua. The court pronounced itself and said you can't move out of Azimio, so as Kingi. So what this issue of Kalonzo, what do you think will happen? Can he go independent? Is there a time for him? And what are chances if he decides to go independent? Because I think an independent candidate is supposed first to, if you are in a party, he has to resign. Huh? And then he has to collect signatures of non-party members for him to present to the IBC. So will it have a serious impact? And then you're looking at the person of Kalonzo Musyoka. Can Kalonzo Musyoka really resign from his party and leave it to someone and go and run as an independent? Or he fears whoever he will leave the party with may hijack it and use it for his own self-aggrandizing. So what are the chances that Kalonzo can resign from a party?
He has to remain where he is. He signed the documents. As far as the Azimio is concerned, the documents are binding, and he has to remain there. The political parties, people will not accept him to go. They have already blocked Mutua until he has to give notice of 3 months. The law is very clear. They passed it themselves, and it is going to eat him fast. He has to stick there, and if he's seen signing and saying anything, if he's seen signing and saying anything against Azimio or campaigning in another group, the Independent Electoral Boundaries Commission is supposed to reprimand him, and actually, they can lead to disqualification of any post that he wants to get. So it is a very serious offense. Once they have stopped you, you must leave, give notice of 3 months, and then 3 months after the election, you can also quit. So the notice has not been given. The courts cannot start building a new law. That law cannot be started in court. But Kenyan courts being as they are, you people who are in Kenya, where you are now, Kenyan courts being where they are, they could easily be manipulated, and then they give Kalonzo a green light to leave. But the law is very clear. It's 3 months. It is signed. It's in an act. It's an election act. It is now embedded in the act for elections. You cannot leave for 3 months. So that is the point. He can try tomorrow, but I don't think he will be able. He will be able to make anything very tangible. I don't think.
Yeah, and I'm also seeing the great disadvantage to candidates, especially. Yeah, okay, let's say, for example, right now, Kalonzo is not running for any post. But the disadvantage comes to MPs, MCS, senators, governors who are running under his party. Not just him, but others, like even those who are in chapter. I saw there are those who are produced already, the posters and the slogans, they have already done the billboards. Then you wake up one day, your party leader has crossed the floor. So your billboards are reading Raila and your party leader is in with the Ruto. How do we, I know you have talked about the confusion of democracy in Africa, but how do we help parties? Or how do we protect our candidates from this political manipulation and prostitution?
The worst part of Africa are these people called the so-called educated. I was a minister. I was a deputy president, like that man. You're a man like a Wetangula, like a Mudavadi. Look at the way they shame your tribe. They shame the Ruya tribe. They came out with nothing, and they are still there now. During the ceremony, they even walked away, and you see. Yeah, that is exactly what I was telling you, Ekesa. Manzo said Kalonzo had submitted his papers for running mate. And in fact, they have a picture with a deputy as Gideon Moy. So before he came to this Azimio, the papers were there, they have never been removed. So he has even committed fraud. It's fraud. Because he didn't declare that. He came into Azimio, and he knew Azimio was forming not independent political parties, a coalition. It's not the type like the one of Ruto. Ruto is forming a party, a coalition with parties, in entities on their own. So when we have such people, this is very bad. It is up to you people, Kenyans. For me, David, we have
now wait on that issue. This seems like this is a lady who is married but is pursuing you because she thinks you are better than the husband is married to.
And she has not declared.
Then she bargains, and when she realizes you are not giving in to her demand, she tells you, after all, I have a man. After all, I have my own kid.
Yeah, and after all, I can go. Don't think I'll be on the streets, I'll go. That's what, exactly. So Kalonzo and Gideon Moy have been playing tricks. And I have been seeing this because you don't have the communication skills. You know, this is a party that we need discipline. Whether we are few, election is not a matter of life and death. If one group takes, fine. It's not a matter of life and death. But what we are trying to fight for and talk to the people and write whatever we write and on this TV is to make sure that Kenya does not go in the hands of thieves who have arranged themselves in one group, who will land on Kenya and eat it and finish, and maybe bring a conflict. Believe me or not, there is likelihood of a conflict here.
Yeah, and that's why we have been warning people. You see, there are people, and this one needs the Azimio supporters to hear it and hear it clearly. Because there are those who have been, because of desperation, have been beating for Kalonzo. They are saying we need Kalonzo in Azimio. But this is someone who wait first. This is someone who has placed his chances in both the camps. He's here, yes, and he has also placed his chances somewhere else. So that means even when he runs as a running mate, and he sees that maybe there is a possibility of the other camp winning, he can still connive with the other camp to... it's like having a referee who is biased, who can even decide to give a penalty to another team because he might receive kickbacks. What do you think? Because he's not bringing out the trust that a running mate should have.
Let me tell you, Don't even talk about this is open fraud. This is something, some of us thought Kalonzo had senses as a diplomat. He could know and agree with Kenyatta. President Kenyatta has helped him so much beyond all of us who even went to die for Kenyatta in ICC. Some of us have not been given even an award. Even that award medal that you people give in June, Matsanga has never got it. But I did a great job here. Nobody, no Kenyan has thought of giving me that job. Nobody. But Kalonzo has been rewarded, despite the fact that he was in the government that he knew that Waki came from his own place. And the Waki wrote the names and they sat down with Waki. So we have kept quiet about this. And he continues to reap quite good from Uhuru Kenyatta. Some of us who worked so hard have never got anything. And we are here still on television trying to make sure that the president does not run into chaos. But look, Kalonzo is someone who should not be, entertained, because now he has shown he's not reliable. He cannot register a group, file the papers at Chebukati's place, maneuver to weaken Raila Odinga. These people, I told you, Wekesa, the other time, I think you have that clip. I told you these people had an oath that they will never again stand with Raila Odinga. They had. I gathered that intelligence very well. And Kalonzo being here was not even, his heart was not there. So let's move on. Let Raila tomorrow unveil the person that he wants. We have made errors. Let's move on quickly. Start going deep. Allow money to flow for items, for t-shirts, for posters. People want to campaign. They don't have this money. Let these things flow, and we work with
Thank
this.
you. And then it's also, I think there are previous clips where the deputy president said that issue of a running mate doesn't give him a sleepless night. But yesterday, it turned out to be a nightmare. The first press conference was supposed to happen 10. It didn't happen. Then it was pushed to 3. Then 5:30, then midnight, 9, and then all of a sudden it was postponed to today. What were the intrigues, and what do you think was going on behind the scene? We also had Moses Kuria promise they are going to give a press conference, which they didn't give.
The press conference, you still listen to Moses Kuria. Moses Kuria, I told you Moses Kuria is a sick man who should be in the sick bay. The problem with you Kenyans, you don't speak the truth. You speak and sit and then run away. What will Moses do? He's a sick man still on medication. He should be in a sick bay, seated down. Those legs have not healed. So when a man like that who takes 40 tablets a day comes to speak to you, do you take it seriously? 40 tablets in a day. What type of, it is medicine? These are drugs talking to you, Wekesa. So for me, Moses is a man who is not, Kenya, that's why they have gone to their Twitter handles and their Facebook and about ghosts, Chinese ghosts that answer. You see, you can write something in a minute and there are 10,000 people there. Those are ghosts. Those, it's better to have 1,000 people who are genuine, answering and reading your article than people to show that Ruto, we have numbers. So Moses Kuria is a sick man who should be in a sick bed. Because those legs have not healed. We have got all the history, his history. He's still on medication. It takes about 39 tablets to 40 a day. So are you listening to such a crank, a foolish person? A man who doesn't pay debts? Took 1.4 million, he was left, my money, he was left in industrial area. People refused to pay bail. I paid bail. Up to today, he can't even. Have you ever seen him when I write about him that returned him? And does he? Do you see these people are choosing me? If it was wrong, they would have come for me, isn't it? Because are you with me? Because they took the money. Kindiki and the Murukomen took my money, over 50 million shillings, signing on behalf they are giving Matsanga. And they know it. And I prayed, yes, I prayed the whole night. Mr. Wekesa, were you not on Facebook when I was praying? That don't select this fifth. And I did. Wasn't I the one who broke the news? Wasn't I the one? It was me who broke the news about Rigathi. Didn't you read my Facebook? Yes, I told you Rigathi has been chosen. That was on Saturday, actually Saturday, that it is Rigathi and it will be Rigathi. You go back to my Facebook and you see, I knew. I have people inside embedded there who are telling me that's what Ruto has decided. So I was not writing anything which was wrong.
So yesterday, can we say the filibustering was time wasting and just to confuse the masses? But they
Yes,
had already...
Exactly. Ruto had already known what he wants, whom he wants, and he got it. There was nobody who was going to talk. They couldn't announce at night because somebody told them it is dark. It will look like you announced this candidate at night. But they had already finished. Even when this system of bringing MPs to vote against Gachagua, Rigathi Gachagua. Me, I'd already known Rigathi Gachagua was going to be the DP.
Let me ask you, these things to do with the no Rigathi, no Ruto were just state managed to confuse the masses. So what was happening?
Yes, it was state managed by Rigathi himself. But they inside between, because, okay, how did Rigathi come with a speech? When did he write the speech?
In fact, yesterday he did not only come with a speech, he also came with a wife.
Yes, Ruto told him, come with your wife and the Bible.
And behind home there were masses of people waiting.
Yes, come. So it is
I saw some tweet somewhere. I think someone knew what exactly was happening. He had already prepared people on the ground for the celebration, and so he came.
Yeah, even where did he get that speech? Did he type it? Who told him that you are going to be the president? He typed the speech in accordance to what they had agreed with Ruto. No, Ruto is a cunning schemer. He has schemed this way. He can't allow an intellectual. If you want to die, cross Ruto's path if you have a degree more than his, or your doctorate more than his. Why he hates people? He doesn't like anybody above him. He thinks he's the only one who should be the one to talk. Therefore, it is a sad case. Rigathi, he got it. Fine. Let's battle with him. Let's also get a candidate who will be very vigorous and answer Rigathi. And we divided that vote.
Now, for that case, can we then say Mother brings that strength of, see, Mother can stand as her own person, not the...
Mother has got the women.
No, I'm saying in terms of, you see, Mother has this strength. In fact, before that, you remember Mother was the one telling Uhuru Kenyatta it's time to retire. She has that strength and guts to tell someone without fearing them. So, unlike the guys who appear so soft, like Peter Kenneth and maybe this other lady anaitwa nani, the Raibena ticket. So
Yes.
should Raila settle on mother, so who can at least match Rigathi in terms of strength, and she doesn't fear. You see, the other time she was being heckled at Kerukoya's Kutus, and
Yeah,
she
but
was telling them off. If you don't like these people, go away. You don't come and disrupt our own rally. I'm comparing that with some time back when Sabina Cheke was heckled and she decided to cry. So who is bringing the strength?
I know Martha for a long time. In the 80s, 85, 86, I was here. On our way, some of us fled into Kenya on our way to United Kingdom and other places, Zambia, Tanzania. Martha was a practicing lawyer here. I know her capabilities. With Wetangula, they were very close with so many people here. With the late Oko, Oko, who used to be a lawyer who comes from Siaya. I used to have a good time and drink along with them, with Moses and other people and Omino. All those, I used to have good time here with that group of ours. It was a very intelligent group until me, I left to go to UK in 1987. So I know very well what it meant by the basis of Martha. Martha is a very good person. It's hardworking. She's a no-nonsense person. Yes, Raila will have to. Raila now needs a person who can move around and do policy, international exposure. That's why people were crying for Kalonzo, because Kalonzo would be on a good flank for international exposure. But Martha will be very good for arresting Gachagua and Ruto to put them in jail. Because Gachagua and Ruto, actually Gachagua and Ruto have there must be a diplomatic wing in committee which is being built for these guys to go there, to be arrested, dumped there. So Martha can arrest them without fear, and he will go even to the police and say, I told you to arrest them. That is Martha for you. That's quality.
Okay, let's also bring in a different. Okay, finish and then we bring in another dimension.
On that one, fine. But we have a long, I was going to finish, maybe this is what you want to talk. On another basis, we have a long way to defend ourselves, because we are now going to Tapigwa Mawe, Mengi, and to push that mountain, to push the mountain which is littered with political insanity. Political insanity problems. The man has poisoned the minds of the mountain. You need a vigorous, energetic, no-nonsense person to say, hello, you go that side, mutakufa. Pandei mutapona. Without missing our words, come with us. Let's expose, let's take more propaganda to the mountain about the thieves who have gathered themselves to steal Kenya. We need such a person. Mother has qualities, she can do very well. You can't, if you can't defeat her in argument in court. When she's right, yes. She will be helpful in fight against corruption. She doesn't have any corruption scandal at all. So that is very good for us. But whatever you are going to ask, but what else is needed? We might need, we can't leave the mountain now for Gachagua to eat. We need now also to go to the mountain to split it. Wacha tugawanye, yes, it has to be split. And perhaps that will come. You see? So let's split that one. Let's split that one and make sure that Martha is chosen. Yes.
Okay, yeah, I was bringing another dimension of the Mount Kenya kingpin. You see, whichever side, whether it's mother on this side or the other side, Rigathi
Who
Gachagua,
are the one?
you have decided to go at the backstage. Or you're having a problem with network. Okay. So I was saying, hello? You're having challenges with network?
Yes, it is being repaired. Yeah, let's go on. What was the question?
Yeah. Yeah, I was asking now, do you think Rigathi Gachagua can successfully take the kingpinship of Mount Kenya from Uhuru Kenyatta, who appears not to be ready to leave the scene? Maybe on this other side, he may have wanted to nurture someone alongside with him, but since the Ruto side may not be careful that way, so can he successfully wrestle kingpinship from Uhuru the same way Ruto wrestled the kingpin of Rift Valley from Moi?
No, I don't think so, because already in the mountain there are people who have now said, some of them did not like him open. Ichungwa, Moses, all this, they are quiet because they respect Ruto. Ruto has told them, I'll give you money, don't worry. It's money. Otherwise, if we go by, the mountain is now very divided. It's more divided than before. Whether they choose, if they are to choose Kindiki or who, if it was going to be divided. Uhuru himself has to come up, wake up, drive into the mountain and a campaign in order to get some votes. And I would advise that Raila consolidates his home areas, come with all that vote, and as we help to see what we can get out of the mountain and put it together, and we defeat these guys. Yes.
Okay, so what supposing Kalonzo moves out, how do we approach the Kamba votes? Now that we have lost both,
we have two governors.
We have lost both Kalonzo and Mutua. So
We
can Kibwana and Charity Ngilu mount enough strength?
And we have another Kamba president, independent. Last time he tried, and I think he got 2.something%, 0.something%. Karui, but you can utilize him. He can get votes and stabilize the Kamba vote, but Kamba we shall share. They will take some, we shall take some.
Okay. Did you listen to Azimio presidential candidate Raila Odinga's speech at Kamkunji? One of the things he brought out clearly said that this young boy ni kama alikuwa anasema atajua hajui, we will make sure is the same strategy we used to send Moi away, we will use it, and ataenda na atasaulika kabisa. What do you think is in cooking behind the scene? In other words, has Raila really unleashed all his arsenal, or is Raila a puppet as they think?
No, right? We shall win. We cannot disclose our tactics here, because
you don't disclose the tactics. Yes. I know, but you have a responsibility but you have
Yes.
a responsibility to assure the Azimio supporters that we are not as weak as our opponents see us.
And let me tell you frankly, that the Azimio people know, all of us, I'm not a voter, but I have millions here. I could be having 1 million voters here who like me. I've not also come in the press. Don't think they don't like me when I talk on TV. Everywhere where I go in this town, people stop me. and if we have not come out to campaign, and we are coming out to campaign in different sections, we are now going to be tactical. We are not going to, we now know who the person is. We know the thieves where they are. We shall target them. Some of us will help voluntarily, so many things. Yes, you saw the cars, the Mercedes-Benz cars of like 20. Only Mercedes, only, they are mine. I'm going to bring them again. They are already here until we win. Yes, every corner, they will be there. Wacha Ruto afanye what will he do? Na sisi tutaenda nje tutafute watu, iko watu wanakubalia sisi. Wanakubali, wanajua huyo what Matsanga has talked is not wrong.
Yeah, but maybe responding to Wambua, she need to know one fact about the Kamba voters, which is true. Is imagine that even when Kalonzo brought votes to Raila 2013 and 2017, Uhuru didn't have anybody strong, but he still got votes and seats in Ukambani. So she need to know one fact about Kambani voting pattern is never closed the way she thinks. Other people have been intruding and having not only votes but also seats in the backyard, even when they didn't have they didn't have a kingpin that is supporting them.
Wambua should know, yeah, Kibwana and yes, we shall get some votes. If Kalonzo leaves, we shall get some votes. They might not be a lot, but we shall get some votes. And that's why we must make sure that our background, and don't forget that the Western is already, there's jiggling there. People are jiggling. What these guys went and they came with nothing. So the campaign in Western is also hitting up against Kenya Kwanza. They came with nothing. Kajagwa took the vice presidency, and a former vice president is seated there. Is going to be under Gachagua, surely to be instructed by Gachagua. A Ruya person.
Yeah, let me highlight the conversation. One, we are told that Mutavati was not even shortlisted in the DP race.
Yes.
Then two, whatever it's seen as the agreement, we have just had it, but it was never publicized officially. When today DP Ruto was unveiling the lineup, he never mentioned anything to do that. He only said in 100 days I will invoke, was it in 14 days, he invoke an executive order on there are issues he mentioned, but he never mentioned something to do with the premier, which leaves the question whether he should have publicized and say that this is what we have agreed with Musalia Mudavadi and the others. But the fact that he skipped it, we even don't know whether there is commitment to it. And that should ring to the backyard of Musalia and Wetangula. We have also seen there was a strong rally in Sirisha hosted by Waluke and Eugene attending and the other team. They are telling the Western, open your eyes and see vijana wenu wamechezwa. So yeah, you can.
Ruto knows there is no vote in Western. He will not get it. Even Mudavadi is ashamed to go there and say, we are now right. But you know, people who have been already paid money, who are mercenaries, they have been hired, they have been paid. I'm telling you, you can see the way Watangula walks and the shoes are very dirty. He's walking to show that he's walking towards the Karen. You know, if you remove a car, Watangula will walk up to Karen. He's a pauper, very big pauper. A man who was a foreign minister, you become a pauper with those type of shoes because you are walking to see a thief. Me, Dr. Matsanga, even if Ruto calls me, I can't go. And I will never go. I don't want to meet him. If we meet in an aircraft going to London, I will be sitting in business class and I will be there if it is in Camacho. I will not sit in economy. Rubbish. I was born before him. He doesn't think he owns the world. Watu wanasema wanatishatisha watu, oh, you'll go home, you'll go home. Will I sleep on a tree? I don't sleep on a tree. I have a house, which I bought with my own money, not stolen money like Ruto's money. No. So hiyo ya kutishatisha kani, if you tishatisha na uko na sisi, we can make life difficult. And you can be banned from coming there. My friend, some of us have also contacts internationally. So don't threaten people. Mnaona watu, you write things about people. Don't know people. A man who stopped the ICC, the whole of it. Did you see anybody harassing me? Where? Because I'm a giant also. Yes. So this Ruto here, he might not even be on the ballot. The warrants are coming. So yeah, just let's keep it there. If the case of Gicheru goes against Gicheru, Ruto will just smell 40 years. Ajui what is going to come. He can celebrate now. So when in this world, when you touch people, touch them when you know that they can also touch you.
Now, this ticket, when you look at it, the ticket of 2013 to 2017, it was between two communities. And right now it seems that it has been flipped.
It is still it is still two communities.
Yeah, I'm saying it has been flipped means that whoever was on top has come down and whoever was down now has come on top.
Yes.
It has just been flipped. But it's the same ticket anyway. So should Kenyans fear talking about the tribal arithmetics, which is naturally affecting them? Like, let's face it, someone like Duale is a seasoned politician who could have even deputized William Ruto, but because of where he comes from, he cannot even back in for anything. He's just there and wait to be given whatever he can be given. So how do we grow our democracy? And looking at it that UDA in an alliance takes the presidency and the deputy presidency, and the partners say nothing. And here is a man who is saying, I'm building a national party. Seriously?
Look here, Wekesa, partner, which partner? This bishop of yours from Vihiga. It's not a partner. It's a bishop. He should be going to Quakers and preach Quaker religion there. This, another one is a fifth from where. These are all people who just went in for money. Boss, I'm telling you the amount of money. Yesterday, before they flew into Weston, where were they? Were they not in Kakamega Golf Hotel? Were they not? Ruto was supposed to go there. After Narok, Ruto was supposed to fly to Kakamega, isn't it? He had to call them. They came back in Mudavadi's helicopter. What were they waiting? We know the money is coming from somewhere and they are being paid. That's why they're happy. They don't care. They can take any post. You can be under Rigathi. You don't care. You know, when you have been paid, you can be told you will be under Wekesa. You won't refuse. But if you have not been paid, don't you see the way I talk? You don't pay me, you have not paid me. Nobody pays me here that I should keep quiet, not to talk. If they don't feel like I talk badly, then I'm an African. That's it. I'll go home. Zimbabwe will welcome me.
And I'm showing you this. This was my post on November 7th, 2020. Are you seeing on the screen?
Yes.
That was the time when Joe Biden and Harris Hamala was elected. The reason I did this capice is that the campaign of Trump was based on evangelicals who are saying that he's God's chosen one. And they were prophesying how God has chosen him to be the leader. So this is what I wrote. God has spoken in tongues in US. The evangelicals in US didn't hear him. They were busy listening to the lies of Trump. This generation has many church choirs, but few with a discerning spirit. I'm posting this because there was a recent, was it a meeting of evangelicals? And they seem to be endorsing one candidate. I still also remember Ruto-Gachagua saying, for the first time in Kenya, we are having a God's candidate or a church's candidate. Should we separate politics with the church, or we allow them to?
They could be Masons. You never know. Or alumni, you know that the cult. Ruto has a cult. I don't know. It is a real cult. See? So for me, such matters, religion to be mixed with politics is something very dangerous that you can't know. You can't go to the church and the same preacher has endorsed your friend. And how do you get his sermon? How? So politicians, the bishops should stick and pray for people to be united, not to take sides and say we are praying for so and so. That is very bad religion, and it is a religion. I have never seen bishops in London praying for Johnson or for the Labour Party leader to win. No, they call all of them and preach. So the ones in Kenya seem to be closer to God than the rest of us. So it's very sad.
Yeah, thank you. So for our viewers who are coming to us through the comment section, we are almost coming to the end of this session. So if you have, I will invite one or two people if you come and you can have your questions.
If you can do it quickly because there's an international call. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to do it within the 15 minutes we are done. So if they delay, we will just sample one or two questions then from the comment section as we wind up. So I've shared the link in the comment section. If you are ready, you can come and ask your question, one or two people. Then we will be winding up this session. But there is another session that is to begin with Bernard as the moderator, so you will not be disadvantaged. Okay, let me also scroll through and see if there are questions pending. There are quite a number of comments. Maybe a few compliments also I can share. This Dr. Matsanga is very intelligent than Sukhoi. You can read your own compliments. Let me sample a few. Okay. Yeah, Malaba, you have joined, but you have not connected your mic, so you can't be added on the studio. It's your device is not connected. You can allow your gadget to synchronize the mic before you enter. It will be easier for you. Okay. So as he comes, is there a possibility of a rerun?
Yes. The opinion polls that I was conducting, all of them, you know, I am an expert in opinion polls. And most of the time, they were bringing me 50, 52, 53 to 47, minus 2, plus 2. So Ruto was about 50, 43, whatever it is. So that is the opinion polls that I was having. Yes. Someone wants to ask a question?
Okay, now Felix, how are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I would like to ask, I would like to ask Dr. Matsanga, what is the probability if Raila picks Martha Karua as his running mate, the probability of the outcome of the elections in 9th August 2022 between Raila and Ruto, how will it be?
First of all, thank you very much.
Yes.
Martha Karua, as I've explained on the TV, I think you were watching. Martha Karua
Yes.
brings in a no-nonsense culture of if we campaign, we must campaign on the platform of corruption. Martha Karua has the quality. And then women, since Ruto has chosen men, if Raila chooses a woman, he could call in women voters. They say for the first time, there is a step here towards presidency. The first time a woman will be able. Some of us are going to go on the platform and the package. We shall be packaging the whole thing for Raila because it looks like there are people in Raila's camp who are not packaging. You know, some of them are not packaging.
Yes.
They are just following. They are following Raila. They are not packaging. We must package our message and say, look, Raila is doing a one term. You have chosen a woman as a running mate. She would be the first president of East Africa, of Kenya, a woman. So we must package that. There are chances we shall defeat Ruto. I am telling you, don't get worried. We shall defeat Ruto. Ruto cannot defeat Matsanga. Have never gone to a side that loses. Never.
Okay, another question.
Yes.
Like for the case of Kalonzo tomorrow, they are heading to court tomorrow to withdraw from Azimio. If he withdraws his support for Raila, could there be any negative impact in Azimio in Ukambani region?
Yes, definitely. But we have to go to Kambana and convince people that this man is a liar. He signed the agreement with us. Again, we package the message and go for them. We still have people there who can be with us. We can hold the rallies. People will come. In Machakos, you'll see. People like Raila. Raila is a national figure. Raila should not be threatened by Kalonzo. Kalonzo, we have given him too many chances. When he was out, he was complaining. When he's in, he's complaining. Stupid.
Okay.
No, honestly, too much. Okay, let's lose the 2 million. Let's lose it, and we shall share it. But we cannot be in, you complain. Outside, you complain. So where do you want to complain? Go and complain to Angel Gabriel.
Yeah, because this guy is complaining too much.
He's wasting our time. He's wasting the time, Mr. Sir. He's wasting time, Felix. It is not a joke. He's wasting time. He must leave. If he wants to leave, let him go and form his
Yeah.
party. We shall meet Mbele. Tutaonana Mbele. If
Okay,
I were
let's wait.
Raila, I have to
Yes.
say.
Okay, let's wait
Dr.
tomorrow,
Mas-
see the outcome of the court. What the court will say.
There is nowhere court can make a law. The law is very clear. You have to leave 3 months before. It's
And
only
again, Dr.
Yes.
Matsanga, in law there are things called precedents. If they
Yes.
ruled out that Alfred Mutua cannot leave, it applied to Kingi. It applies to Kalonzo. He is not a sacred
He
bull.
can go. No, he can go anywhere he wants. He can even he can associate with Ruto. They can even drink together and sleep in the same house, but he still remains in Azimio.
In fact,
Okay.
the reason why even the naming was delayed, the issue is he could still have been named as a running mate in Kenya Kwanza Alliance, but now the chance has gone. Right now, whatever he can negotiate from KAA, he can still negotiate from Azimio. So the question is, will you run away from Azimio, go and negotiate for an non-existent post in Kenya Kwanza, who don't even believe in, first of all, in the constitutional changes? How will they give you that post? And you leave a coalition which has, first of all, has worked on BBI, it's only to implement it. And maybe those positions can be created. And your party is inside. So when he goes the other side, he will go alone and not with the party. So whatever he negotiates as an individual, not as a party. That is what has happened to JP Muturi. You have seen it. Muturi was told that your party had decided to have a post-election coalition. So you are not rightfully in Kenya Kwanza unless you are there just as an individual. King David.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening all.
Good evening, welcome. We have Dr. Matsanga in the studio. You can have a privilege of asking 1 or 2 questions. He's about to exit.
Yeah, actually, I have a question to ask my brother, my second name, David, Mr. Dr. David.
Yes.
Okay, let us come ask ourselves a question. In Kenya Kwanza, let us say 30 to 40% of them they're under cases.
Yes.
And we had a lot of their campaign that they are pangwingwi. They don't respect the rule and regulation. They don't respect constitutions. They don't respect laws. And we had some scenarios, even they are part of their members going to court, shouting to the chief magistrates. We saw a lot of issues for them regarding the laws, obeying the laws and regulations. And these people, you wonder if they will get to the post of presidency or the state house, how it will be. My question is, and we remember our president, he said that he cannot leave the country to a thief. My question is, if for instance, of which we know that they will not win the election, but for instance, they win that election, do we see president left the power to military? Do we see something like that? Because those are compromised people. They cannot be trusted with 50 million Kenya. They cannot be trusted with our constitutions. They cannot be trusted with the law and regulations. Do we see our president give power to military? That is my question.
First of all, thank you for the question. Thank you for the question.
Welcome.
The question of Kenya is a democracy. the transition is always smooth. It has been smooth. In my heart, I'm very fully convinced Raila Amolo Odinga will win the elections if we put our package together. But Ruto will make complaints after he has lost the elections. He could even go to the bush to fight because he has already started in Elgeyo Marakwet. You see the way they talk. There are people there killing people instead of robbing, instead of cattle rustling. They are now killing objects, targets. What they in the military, we military people call them targets. Look, there is a possibility that Ruto could create such a funny situation. And therefore, it could bring us that chaos and tears. So the government must be aware and is aware that some of these things happening around the eastern part of the border, people have been monitoring them and the government is aware. On the question of transition, yes, Kenyatta, if the Kenyan voters have overwhelmingly voted and the court rules that it was free and fair elections, I don't see the army or anything in Kenya coming up. I don't think the Kenyan situation has that ambitious situation. And what I know is that we shall not reach that stage. President Kenyatta will be leaving and we shall be going with him, some of us, to the AU, African Union, Commonwealth. There is Commonwealth, everything. There are so many organizations, that Pan-African organization like me. I'm happy to go with the president, wherever he's going to go, to help him on the African continent to alleviate the problems, the diseases, poverty, ignorance that kills. To be very honest, I'm happy to go and preach with the president across Africa that Africa does not need elections. You don't need elections. Do you know what elections are? See, do you know what an election is, for example? Very few people confuse democracy with elections. What is an election? Look, at least Gachagua came with a prepared speech. I saw someone with a speech, but here leaders, I have, for example, my country, basically, has never written a speech saying that, thank you very much, I've lost. Museveni has never written a speech to say, I'm losing. And never, 37 years, he has never written a speech. Until Africa writes 2 speeches, until we reach that areas when I can talk about elections. But for me, David Matsanga, I'm advocating for a non-election area, any areas where we don't do elections. We do. Why do we copy the Bazungu to do elections? The Bazungu brought the elections in Africa because they're 1,900 years. Britain is 1,900 years since the first election. And you who is on the 59 years, you are killing each other with bangers. You see, people have started sharpening bangers now. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? People, you are Kenyans. Everybody is starting to go to the market to buy rungu in order to defend himself. Why should we buy rungu to defend ourselves? We should be free. So we don't know yet about elections. We are not yet mature to be doing competitive elections. China lends us money. Have you ever seen a Chinese MP? Show me one in Africa. Show me. You can walk the streets of Africa from Cape Town to Cairo to Accra to Asmara. You never find a person saying, I'm a member of parliament for China. But doesn't China give us money, which we eat here, which Ruto used? China gave us money and Ruto used the nails to build his Sungoi home. Trucks were stealing things at night. You know, in terrible, in Sungoi, you know the nickname for Ruto in Sungoi is called Muiziam Sumari. Honestly, I've done research on Ruto, everything up to the bedroom. So I know, and I don't want to disclose it here. That's why I'm telling you, Moses Kuria is a sick patient. He's a patient sick. He's still under medication. So whatever Moses Kuria talks, that's why he had to remove the comments. Have you ever seen Matsanga removing the comments? I'm sure you have followed how people insult me every day. And I'm happy with those insults. They make me strong. But Moses Kuria has blocked the comment section. You can't comment.
Thank you.
Yes.
Let's have shortly Guru and Adams ask their question. We are winding up.
Yes. Matsanga.
Yes.
How are you?
Fine.
You know very well that whenever sometimes people comment on something that is very critical of our deputy president, there are normally comments. I have seen several. You asked where you will go when he wins.
Yes.
Don't you think then you are setting yourself up for being deported?
To deport me to where?
Do you stay in Kenya?
I am telling, let me ask you. Have you seen this flag? You see this one? Does this one look like a Kenya?
He's speaking from Zimbabwe. How do you deport him away from?
No, I am an East African. Let me ask you one question. I'm an East African. You deport me where? We are doing East African community. You will stop one East African not to come. I'll also wait for you in Uganda, make sure that you don't come there. Yes. You think, let me ask you, you think the status of Matsanga will remain like this until when? It could change, my friend. Kagame was driving a taxi in Kenya. Isn't Kagame president today? I'm asking you.
Okay, I get it.
Yes. So
it's just an
brother, those who said they will deport an East African, deport a Muzungu. I'm not a Muzungu. I'm a Ugandan. And even if I don't go to Uganda, I have a home where to go. Homes, actually. Boss, homes. Homes. Not stolen like a Rutos. Mine are real, made from the sweat. So when you say you are going to deport me, setting myself for deportation. So you are coming to uproot people. Then it will qualify that Ruto used to uproot people in 2007. You are used to this thing of uprooting people from their homes and take over your homes. You think people cannot make propaganda against you like that? You can't be deporting everybody who disagreed with you. And let's have this idea of threatening people, deport. You think I can sleep on a tree? How much is this? Those who write, can they buy even one pair of bedroom of shoes here? And I can go. If you think I'm talking nonsense, I'm only talking things. I am a scholar. Boss, I read political science. You don't want me to talk political science? Then where will I practice it? Utaki mimi kuzungumza nikue hapa. Nyenye wa Kenya, mupendi watu kuzungumza na nyenye. Inafanya nini? Nilienda kutoa Ruto. Have you ever had Ruto himself insult me? Let him try one day, like this on a rally. Am I not the one who went there to remove him? Rule 68? Wasn't Rule 68 taking him down? Wasn't it Matsanga fighting Gladwell Otieno? Wasn't it? Didn't you see me on TV fighting Gladwell Otieno, sir? Deport me that way. Nyenye wachana hiyo mambo. Ya kutisha wate deport. You think we sleep on the under trees? Imefanya nini? Have I? Hii mambo ya social media. You think there is no internet where I will go? In fact, when I'm out there, I'll write even worse. I have even tapes for Ruto, what he does in room number 350. Wewe usicheze na mimi. I've won too many battles, boss. Next, John Adams.
Yeah, John Adams, ask your question. The case has another meeting, so we have to wind up.
Yeah, just 2 or 3 questions, quick. One, what would be the rationale for picking Martha Karua? I know she's a fan favorite. Does the gain we will get from her equal what we will lose by Kalonzo leaving? And then also 2, are there any plans by Team Azimio to counter the economic charters or to get into specifics around policies? Because I feel like that's one area that we are a bit behind. I know we have the plans, but the communication is a bit wanting. So are there any plans to get into that kind of conversation?
Thank you. Let me start with the last one. You are 100% correct, sir. We have a problem with our communication system. Makao Mutua is not communicating the way we want. By now, people should know our economic policy. What is it? It should be in a blueprint circulating amongst people. It should be everywhere in the social media, on Facebook, on Twitter. We don't have that. That one, I agree. We better start helping Raila to do it. And Your Excellency, Right Honorable Prime Minister, don't restrict these things to technocrats sitting in Uchungwa House. Spread it to other intellectuals who can do work for free. Everybody in Kenya wants money, 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 everything. Even when you touch one photocopy, you want money. Let the Prime Minister spread the thing. We have not seen his economic blueprint. What is it? What does it? Where is it? Let's circulate it. Let's spread it. Let's publicize it. That one, I agree. 2, the loss of Kalonzo departing, and then what shall we lose? Yes, we lose. That's true. We might lose some votes. Yes, Kalonzo, if he goes, but where will he go? The law is very clear. He has to give notice of 3 months. The court is not going to manufacture its own law and make a decision on its law. The court has to make a law. If Kalonzo is defeated, he can go to appeal. The appeal time will pass when the election is nearing. Nobody is going to allow that. So Kalonzo is in catch-22. If I were Kalonzo, I would start taking a smaller. You see what tomorrow they should do. Let them put Kalonzo and Martha Karua and whoever it is, announce and give him something in the party, in Azimio. There and then, like what Ruto has done in KK. He has given Mudavadi promised an imaginary kingdom from Mount Elgon, of Masava. That on that day, Masava will come down and he will be the chief secretary. So let's also do the tactics. Let's have it. Kalonzo is a good man who could do foreign affairs. Give him 2 dockets, 2 ministries. Is he going to remove Kaloki? Is he going to remove Kaloki? We can also remove Kaloki, technically. Is he going to take Kaloki from the running mate? He's already entered an agreement and given a candidate. Stupid. It's very stupid one. Jamen, huyu mtu alisoma wapi law? This guy did not read law. It's just good. The way he combs his hair even gives me doubt.
One last question. Are there any proper figures on the numbers or percentages of popularity for the two candidates in Mount Kenya?
Mount Kenya, I can give you for me. I've studied the patterns of voting patterns and likes, what they call political probative value. What are the political probative value? When you are weighing these people in your debates, ask them probative value of Martha Karua, probative value of Kalonzo, probative value of Peter Kenneth. What are they? If Mount Kenya starts the way it has started on Kindiki, the people, the big tribes don't come back out to vote. They will stay at home. They will say, what are we going to vote for? Uhuru Kenyatta is not under siege. And we are a big tribe. They gave us a second bread. You know, there's this thing, chokulia shiri oshabidi, chokulia chitono, ile chakula ya namba mbili. I'm a Luya, that you know, being a Luya, you give me the kamahas, something that grew, that slept last night, leftover. You know, Mount Kenya is interpreting it that way, leftover. The Mount Kenya, the big tribes in Africa, Shanti, Zulu, Igbo, Shona, Baganda, Kikuyu, Oromo, they all need the first bread, not the second bread. So if they find that they are having no interest in this second bread, they will not come to vote. That's a possibility. And therefore, if the percentage of Mount Kenya does not reach 60%, Ruto will go home by 12 midday. Because Raila needs to pick only out of the percentage what comes there. He needs about 20% to 30, and he goes. Adds on the other regions, and there we go. But if this Mount Kenya, where Ruto has banked all his votes, probability of a rerun, yes, this is most likely. Someone has asked there. There is a high probability of rerun. But my opinion polls are playing between 51, 52, 50, around there, 40, 44, 45, minus 2, plus 2. Minus 2 plus 2, you can play around there. If no third horse comes in, a credible third force, like that one of Kalonzo, that could happen that way. So that is possibility. So what is the last question was, that's the last question when you said, what is the likelihood of Martha? What value? Yes, she has a value. She will fight corruption. She's a woman, mark you. And this is going to pain. This is going to pain Azimio. When the women say this is, when we use a tactic that Raila is an editor. Raila could do 3 years and say, I'm tired, like Mandela. We have a woman president. That will bring so many women on the vote across Kenya. So there's something good with, something very good with Martha. But we must package her, because there will be so many hits, so many Katyushas, so many missiles on her. They will ask so many questions. Why is she not married? This, but you know what politics is. Those are questions we must prepare a package for. Africa is like that. If it was in Britain, there would be no problem. I hope I've answered your questions properly.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Felix. Thank you, John. And I'm now about to depart.
Thank you. Yeah, you can just summarize the message you have for Kenya, maybe the message you have for Azimio as they prepare to unveil their candidate tomorrow. Yeah, that will be good.
Thank you very much. Political science is simply timing, which is very important. Azimio people need to wake up and start now, not tomorrow, but now. We need to start giving more energy to our paperwork, manifesto, to our economic blueprint. What is it that we want to sell to the people? So I will ask the Honorable Prime Minister to do what is necessary to make sure that we help bring in volunteers to spread the gospel of the blueprint. You can see the blueprint is still lacking, is still around. People don't know. If you say 6,000,000 per month, we need how the 6,000 will come live. Where will it go? How will it affect the people? So, two, the communication network, communication system of the Prime Minister is still not strong enough. We need to deliver messages, and let's do that. Let's all package where possible. Let's help. I thank you very much, Mutembei TV, for giving me this opportunity to talk for 1 hour and 36 minutes. God bless you. Let the message go higher. Let Kenyans vote peacefully. Peacefully. And that is all we need in East Africa. God bless you in Kenya and Nairobi.
Yeah, dear viewers, and that's how we come to the end of our session. We keep the conversation going on. We ask you that you make an informed decision. That's why we're bringing you this session, for you to look at all candidates critically. We want to see our candidates through the informed analysis. Our appeal to the Azimio team, as our guest has said, you need to package your message well and make sure you drive the message home. Get the people who can run with the vision that you have already launched, so that you may be able to get as many voters as possible. For those who have come to us through the comment section, we appreciate your comments, we appreciate your input, and keep to this channel. There is another conversation happening, the current affairs, politics, so you can log in through the link that is shared on the other page and continue contributing towards these political issues that are happening. So after unveiling the Azimio candidate, we may create another time for Dr. Matsanga to come and give us the perspective of why they have chosen the particular candidate that they have chosen. Otherwise, have a good night. Let's meet tomorrow.
Thank you.